What up, peeps? Nick Battle, aka Nino's Corner, man. We are live. Myself, we got Steven, we got Jay. Chris is on his way. Hearing a little bit of echo. I think we're good. I think we're good.
I think
Wow.
we're good now. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
me.
Oh, it was you? All right.
Yeah, I had to. Some weird stuff was happening. I was getting connected to other stuff in my house, but hey, what it do? Like it's
What
been a
it do?
while.
Who you telling, man? It's been a while. Wild couple weeks in the SEC too, man. Look, this is like so impromptu today, folks. I don't think you guys understand. We are all working men, and we just like
It's
here
been
we do.
bananas since we've done anything, man. It's been that much work. Like I'm actually making a freaking what you call it as we speak,
I know I'm
making a
doing.
thumbnail and a
Yeah,
title and stuff because it's been so long since we've been able to hang out and do this.
I
Miss
know,
y'all
right?
though. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, man. It's been crazy, man. We got a slew of games coming up this weekend: Texas versus Kentucky, Alabama versus OU. It's gonna be very interesting. The past week, man, Georgia versus Tennessee. What a hell of a game that was.
That
I was wrong
was.
on my pick. Hey, my pick was turning out pretty good. I thought, like Nico had him kind of rolling 10-0, and then Georgia just kind of plowed on him, man. But crazy week in the SEC, man. But fellas, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm hoping we can get Chris in here because I haven't seen that brother in what feels like
Forever.
eons. Man,
He
but
coming. He coming.
I'm hoping we can talk, playoffs. There's a lot of scuttlebutt. And one thing I was thinking about earlier today, just because you're right, the working world it's crazy right now, especially before the holidays, all of us working on various projects. Um, how many teams from the SEC really deserve to be in this 12 team playoff? Because like I'm ready to have that conversation, right?
I
I
think we're
mean,
there, aren't we? We're there now. I think we're there with that, and even having the discussion around other teams, other conferences, Big Ten, right? Big 12, ACC. It's time to have that conversation. That is very true.
Let's look at the standings. Let me pull up the playoff standings, right? Um, damn, where are the playoff standings? I just had the thing pulled up.
yeah, because right now we've got what, five in there
Roughly, yeah. I'm gonna say this.
in the SEC. So it'd be Texas, Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss,
Mm-hmm.
Texas,
right?
Bama, Georgia, Tennessee, Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
five?
your.
Hold on, let me
Well,
see.
Tennessee's not in. Tennessee would
Yeah,
not make
Tennessee's
it.
not in
Tennessee would not
Tennessee
make
would
it.
make it. They're the
Yeah.
odd man out
because
because
they're 12. They're
BYU and Boise State. Boise State's 12, so they're definitely because they're possibly be the top rated, the fourth top rated conference champion. But then you also got a bit of Big 12 champion in, which is BYU or Colorado, which is 14-16. So at number 11, Tennessee gets kicked out.
ooh,
Yeah, crazy, right? So I was
Wow.
going through a lot of the scenarios, and I'm like, okay, this doesn't make any sense. When I started to see some of the mocks, I'm like, why is everybody kicking Tennessee out in number 11? So when I went and looked at it, I'm like, oh, snap. Your G5 team, Boise State's 12. So they move up. They'll be number 4. They'll get the bye because they're the fourth highest rated conference champion.
yeah,
And then right after that, because BYU and Colorado is so low, they're a guaranteed spot. It kicks the 12th person out. So because they
Wow.
move up, Tennessee drops to 12 technically in the way that number goes, but then they kick them completely out and take the 12th spot. I'm like,
so
dang.
this is where it gets kind of
Woo!
crazy. This is where it gets crazy because you know how does Ohio State, the fifth ranked team in the country, like per the playoffs, how does Boise State get a bye? I mean, I get it. I get it. They're a group of 5 team. They're going to get a bye. But
It's
dude, it should be by exception. If that group of 5 team is in the top 4 teams in the country, then yes, they should get a bye. If not, then I'm
but
just not in favor of that. But it's the rules.
I get it. I get what you're saying, but the problem is that you would be putting a runner up from a conference champion in that spot instead.
That's true because it's only a power
Which
four.
right, and since there's a power 4 and they're the G5, they're still rated higher than any Big 12 team, which that's also kind of
Which is okay.
bananas that they're
So
doing that.
are we saying that a Boise State right now will beat Colorado?
Exactly. See, this is what gets me. Every week, this is the claim that they make. Every week,
I think they beat BYU though.
I think Boise State beats BYU, but I don't think they beat Colorado. I
No.
think Colorado's run defense is pretty
Hey,
underrated, but I
Boise
digress
State
on
almost
that.
beat Oregon.
They did.
Ah, damn it, you're
They
right.
were right there.
I think Colorado's run defense is a little bit better than theirs.
Colorado would be
honest.
favored. Colorado
Yes.
would be favored.
Yes,
But
they would.
Boise's, because Boise played Oregon literally to the very
To the
last
end.
snap.
But that was also the beginning of the season, and Oregon
True.
looked suspect. Idaho played them to the last snap.
That is a good point.
So no, but you're right. That's the thing to think about is that even with all the money that Oregon has put out for the players that they have, the first two games were so close. We basically said, "Hey, man, we don't know if y'all are real." But then Oregon State happened, and they started rolling down. The Ohio State game happened where they won up, at the end, and they haven't had a close game besides Ohio State until Wisconsin last week.
Bevo's bodyguard says Kansas to beat Colorado. I don't think so.
That Kansas game is gonna be fun this week, and I cannot wait to watch that.
Yeah.
I don't think Kansas wins though. I don't think that they can play a clean game.
And also, the best
Clean
quarterback
enough.
in the country is playing in Colorado. I don't think people get
Gosh,
enough
dude,
that made enough respect. And then also Travis Hunter, the best player in college football. You can fade
So,
him that.
as we talk about this though, it does shape out that as we anticipated, you're going to have four Big 10 teams, four SEC teams, one from the ACC, one from the Big 12, Notre Dame, and then your G5 champion.
How about this? Let
Is
me
it-
share the screen.
Isn't that kind of how we were expecting all this to lay out anyway?
Yeah.
Do we expect it to be four from the Big 10, four from the SEC to go into this? So yeah,
How about this? Let's take a look so everybody can see it. So yeah, it's interesting, man. So Texas was number 2 seed, Oregon number 1 seed. They'll play the winner out of Alabama, Notre Dame. That will be either one of those games be outstanding. I mean, truly outstanding. Miami is the number 3 seed as the ACC champion. They'll play the winner out of Georgia, Penn State. I think they get smoked by. Well, I think Georgia smokes them. Penn State would be a really good game, but Penn State and Georgia would be a good game. Oh my God.
So we're saying this,
Yeah.
but I ask, in legitimacy, do you really think Georgia would smoke Penn State?
No. I said I think Georgia would smoke Miami if they played against Penn State. Penn State's
totally see
defense
that.
is tough.
That's what I mean. Like, so I've been seeing the ex-bird lose their mind about that Georgia would destroy them by multiple touchdowns. But
No.
every time I look at Penn State play football, their defense is not their problem. It's
Their
own.
offense. Yeah.
But
and it's
if
crazy
they
because
can
they
get
got
a steady run game going, they're actually lethal. Georgia, Carson Beck going up against that Penn State defense might not be that good.
Oh yeah, Carson Beck he's the best player for the opposing team. So
Yes.
Hey Nino, I don't know if you can say that after the Tennessee game.
Hey, man,
brother.
I'm
That
not
was
gonna
your
let that-
whole justification.
I know. Hey, look, man, I ain't
And
gonna
he
let one
balled
game.
out.
Hey,
He
I ain't
did
gonna-
ball out.
Hey, look, one game ain't gonna fool me for the season. All right, clock is right.
I love
clock
that.
is
I love
right.
that. I love
twice
that you're
a-
like, nope, that one game, absolutely not, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely not.
Oh, let's see. Oh, John Wayne, stop it. Is Travis having a better year than? Yes, he is. He's having a better year than Barron. I don't care what. I'm a Texas.
Hold on.
guy.
Hold on.
What's that?
Hold on. Are we talking about for the Thorpe or are we talking about overall?
I'm talking overall. He's overall.
Overall, Travis Hunter is your
He's the
Heisman
best.
Trophy winner.
He's your
I don't wanna
Heisman
hear
Trophy
any-
winner, and he's
I don't
your.
want to
He's
hear
your.
any other nonsense. Okay.
Yeah.
If for the people questioning Travis, respectfully, you're a hater.
Yeah.
You're not watching football. You are a big time hater. You have it out. You just say you don't like Colorado and keep it moving.
Yeah.
I don't
this
want
is
to
my
hear
thing.
Say
any
you hate.
Travis Hunter actual football slander. It is unfounded. Now, here's where I will debate. I
Yeah.
do think Jahdae Barron should be the Thorpe Award winner as the best defensive back in the country. I think he has played defensive back better than Travis has. But we're talking about elite versus elite. Travis has been elite at DB,
Well, hold on though. This is my thing.
and so is Jahdae.
Put the same support system around Travis Hunter. What does he do? he
I
double
think.
eats.
Hold on, we're talking about who's having a better season. Though.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
yeah.
who's a better DB.
Yeah. But it's hard to argue because Travis Hunter is literally going against the best receiver week in and week out on the opposing team. We have weapons where we can throw Manny on there, we can throw Jade on there. We can throw guys at guys. Colorado doesn't have that luxury. And not only is he playing against the best guy every freaking game,
John
he's
Wayne,
also giving you 70.
go watch my last video. Please go watch my last video. You said put the same height
No,
behind
look,
Jade.
we're all Jade Barron
Yeah,
fans.
like,
Let's not
if
get
you-
it twisted.
Right.
And
All we're
we
saying
love
is that
Jade.
Travis is the Heisman. There's a difference.
Yeah, he's the
I
best.
don't
player in college
understand why this
football.
is hard to understand. This is only hard to understand unless you're hating on the brother, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, dog. Like, what's the argument here? That what argument do you have that people aren't hating?
He's the
right?
best player in college football. And look here, folks.
There's no objectivity behind it. Everyone literally is just hating.
The guy's playing 100 snaps a game.
130, 129, I think is the average.
And literally playing at an all-American level at two different positions.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
This isn't like Charles Woodson when he played defense.
Did you guys see the 4th and 9 last week?
Yeah.
When Shador just threw a YOLO ball up there in the quadruple coverage.
And he jumped up, got flipped around, fell, caught it, jumped up, and was like,
who else is doing that? Oh, and then the next drive, he gets a pick.
I know.
What are we talking about?
He's always in the right
high
spot.
School,
he's always in the right spot to get the interceptions.
You know what's crazy about Travis Hunter? If he devoted all his time to be a cornerback, he'd be the best cornerback hands down, not even a question in college football. And if he devoted all this time to play wide receiver, he would literally be a top 2 or 3 wide receiver in the country, hands down, not even a question. But right now, as of metrics are, he's a top 5 cornerback and a top 5 wide receiver in the country right now, playing both.
Hold on. Snaps is not a thing until Travis Hunter came along because it's the quality of snaps he's giving you.
Yes, it's the quality. Yeah,
I get 130 snaps where I'm the best player on the fucking field, okay, dude?
That's what's bananas.
Do you understand what that means? No one else that has played this sport since fucking Jim Thorpe can say that shit. Not one fucking person, dude. What are we talking about? I'm tired of the haters, bro. I really am. 130 snaps. I'm the best guy on the field at all times. Ask everybody that's playing him. Go watch the interview with Kansas Kobe Bryant. Go watch the interview with Kobe Bryant. That guy looked like he was a little kid on Christmas because he's like, I get to be on the same field with Travis Hunter. That's how his peers are looking at him. I have not seen one player where their peers, the reverence in which they talk about this man. Yeah. The Georgia kid that got the interception, Everett.
Yeah.
Against Quinn Ewers.
One is Champ Bailey.
No.
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 I'm
The Everett kid. Wait 1 second.
Okay, go ahead.
The Everett kid said, I got that pick because I watched Travis Hunter tape. That's what the kid said.
That's crazy. That's his peers are saying this, guys. His peers are saying this right now. That's bananas.
Look, I'm going to debunk this about Champ Bailey and Charles Woodson. People are saying, well, Charles Woodson won because he was a
Charles Woodson had 11 catches.
Thank you. My point. He only played a couple snaps, and they said, oh, he plays a little bit of offense too. No, he doesn't. He doesn't play offense. He takes a sweep every now and then, right?
Yeah, he did. Now, Champ did. Champ played a lot. Champ had 47 catches for 744 yards, 5 touchdowns as a wide receiver.
That's true.
But also played all the defensive snaps. He didn't play all the offensive snaps, but he did play a lot that year in 98.
Let's think about this. All right, so 97, he had 12 catches. 98, he had 47 catches. In his whole college career, he had 59 catches for 978 yards. Travis Hunter did that damn near in half of the season.
Yeah, he's doing it this year. No, I am not disagreeing with you. I'm saying the closest thing we've seen is Champ doing it. And the funny thing is, when Champ did it, we didn't even really pay much attention to him doing it. It was kind of like, I don't know why. They're using them because they're desperate. They needed somebody out there, wide receiver, to do it. But in this situation, Travis is purposely going out there doing both sides. I think the thing that's pissed me off, and I'm totally with you here, Steven, on this. The thing that's pissed me off is that we've got all these idiot members of the media coming out saying, well, this corner had 11 tackles in the game. He's got almost more tackles than
Right.
Travis Hunter has this entire
Right.
season.
Well,
if
they're
your
not
corner
targeting
is doing a bunch of tackling, you have a problem.
Yeah, and also
That's not a good thing, guys.
and then also, folks, let's be honest, man.
The hate in the comment section is unbelievable.
Yeah, look here.
It's crazy, dog.
The hate.
What's
so
crazy
much.
is Travis is getting to the point how Dion was, where he's not going to have a lot of stats because a lot of people don't want to test him. Just keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
They stopped throwing to his side of this ball. He literally has become what Dion was in college and in the pros, and honestly, what Revis was when he had Revis Island when he was with the Jets. He would shut down half the field because they knew if you throw it there, he's gonna magically show up with an interception.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to Utah, little Isaac Wilson, Zach's little brother. Hope he probably got himself a nice little cougar because of this. Because what he did out there, he didn't care. He said, "Screw it, I'm gonna throw the ball deep. I'm just gonna try this out." And he had a really good receiving, Dorian Singer, and Travis was caught with his heels down.
I got to answer this question, man. So he said, so Hunter couldn't do this in the SEC. So you mean to tell me if Travis Hunter played at Alabama or played at Ole Miss or played at Texas,
who all offered, he was the number one player in his high school.
He was literally the number one player in the country.
that he wouldn't be right now? Like,
this is just idiot logic here, man. I'm sorry.
Hey, man,
he's the number one recruit in the country.
I'm a huge Jahdae Barron, fan.
They've been hating on Travis since he decided to go to HBCU. Ever since then, they've been trying to discredit the brother, man. And I'm not here for it.
I'm not here for it either.
It's ridiculous.
Chris,
and the person
what's
earlier,
up, man? It's been a bit. You ain't said a word.
The person earlier that said because he's not the best player at either position.
Okay, but he's top 10 in both positions. What you're telling me is
what's more valuable, being the best at one and playing half the game, or I get to play the whole game. And I'm the third-ranked corner in the country and the fifth-ranked receiver in the country, and I'm on the field the whole time. Let's do some math.
Chris, man, what's going on, dog? You been quiet, man.
I mean, I'm just loving it right now. You had, Steven had a academics moment. He was screaming.
He lost his mind. I totally get it, though.
I just want to remind people, I was the only one that had some type of hope for Colorado this year.
Shout out to John Wayne, a fellow.
Oh, I did too.
John,
I was riding with him a little bit. I said, man, they could do something. The new Big 12, man. I mean, the Big 12 is crazy, but it's honestly, him winning the Heisman, that's going to be incredible and everything, especially when, a lot of naysayers were saying that he and Shador wouldn't be able to play it at this level, or would this be a tough transition? I was like, nah, man, they balling wherever they've been at. These kids were ranked high. These kids had a lot of really good offers, man. I mean, to me, I think Shador and Cam Ward have kind of separated themselves a little bit from the pack, if you ask me, as far as draft stock. But no, I mean, you just hats off to what Colorado is doing this year, man. They're doing it big.
Hey, man, I'm happy for him. I got family ties there, so I'm always rooting for him.
Except for you picked against family ties.
One game. One game.
Bro, can we talk about the fact that obviously this Kansas game should be interesting early. They should pull away like they have these last couple of weeks, but they have a chance to I mean, because I think Texas Tech is going to beat Ohio State, but they have a chance to make it to where Gundy's not going to win a game in the Big 12.
Yeah, it's true.
That's crazy.
True. Hold on now. Woodson was a corner in college, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought he played a lot outside at Michigan.
He did.
Yeah, he did not. Hey, Trap House booming. He didn't play safety.
That
in
was
college.
That was
Green Bay in the pros.
Yeah.
So that was
he played outside at Michigan.
That was 15 years later, my friend. 15.
But he
years
wasn't.
Later.
But Woodson wasn't an island like Travis is right now. Woodson was productive.
Yeah.
Charles Woodson was an unbelievable defender, though.
But he was also a dangerous kick and punt returner. Like, he did all the returns.
True, he was best returner in the country.
He did just about everything on the field. So, but I don't think that he had to shut down one side of the field too. That Michigan defense was actually really good that season.
But in college, Woodson was a corner. Like, that's where he made his money. He made his money in the NFL for the first 12 years as a corner. and they moved him to safety in Green Bay when he won the championship with Green Bay. He played safety, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that's like 15 years after the fact, right there.
Hey, John Wayne, I just
Shout
want
out
to
to
say,
Trap though. Shout out to Trap.
I just want to say,
Shout out to the big homie Trap on that one.
John 86 Wayne, I love you, brother. We have to move on in the conversation, but I appreciate the barbershop talk from through the screen.
What did he say?
No, because he said he went to Alcorn State. He said, "Don't play me, bro, with the HBCU talk." I said, "Okay, respect, my brother."
Respect. My uncle went to Jackson State, so I always root for Jackson State too.
I went to Howard, so hey, hey, we can continue this argument the next time I see you in the barbershop, brother.
I mean, I get it. Okay, if Colorado was in the SEC, they'd be fighting for last place. Totally under. I'm not going to say they'd be fighting for last place, but guess
they
what?
Not be fighting for last place.
Look here.
That's the thing. Is the exaggeration.
Okay, so here's the thing that I like to tell people. I tell my dad all the time. My dad is not a big, Sanders fan. He's not a big Shedeur Sanders fan. I said, you got to be kidding me, Dad. He's the best quarterback in college football. You replace Quinn Ewers with Shedeur Sanders. You put them on each other's team. Quinn is probably dead at Colorado because he has to make plays that aren't just passing the ball. He has to make them with his feet. And Shedeur eats up in Texas, right? I mean, put these players in different possessions. Take away any cornerback in the SEC and replace them with Travis Hunter, and you're either going to get the same results or better. I'm sorry, y'all. You can say what we want to say. It's
there's a reason why they're number 1 and 2 in pretty much every mock draft, at least top 5. Those two players.
The other thing too, if Colorado was playing in the SEC, they'd have different players.
Yeah, and there you go. The NFL is letting you know that there's probably going to be 2 players from Colorado picking the top 5 of the draft.
Yeah, that's what the NFL is saying, and they know that Travis is going to be able to dominate on either side.
Travis might be the first pick of the draft, depending on what team is there. If the Patriots got the first pick, they're picking Travis Hunter, folks. All right,
they're smart. But anyway, looking at this massive clusterness here. On this, will there be 4 teams from the SEC in the playoffs?
Will it be 4 or 5?
Will it be 4?
It's got to be 4.
It won't be 5, but will it be 4?
Well, it ain't telling that it won't be 5 yet. You know why? Penn State has to play Ohio State coming up.
Penn State's already played Ohio State.
Oh, you're right.
And Penn State lost.
Game? Yeah, you're right.
Penn State does not play anybody worth a damn.
So Penn State's going to win out.
Minnesota and Maryland, so they've got 2 wins.
This is my thing about this. I like Bama.
Indiana plays Ohio State.
We need to address what Lane Kiffin said because it plays into both the Big Ten and the SEC. Did everybody? First off, did everybody hear what Lane Kiffin said?
Go ahead and tell the class.
Okay, so Lane Kiffin basically said, "I'm not the only one." Whenever you hear somebody start with "I'm not the only one," you know they're about to say something controversial. But he said, "I'm not the only one. I've talked to other coaches, and it may or may not be in our best interest to even be in the championship game."
He's not lying. He's not lying.
I'd rather just chill. Where we are.
Look here,
and we we made it.
The first
taking that 3rd loss. No, I'm not trying to get that 3rd loss and get voted out off the island.
He don't be voted off the island.
The first team out in the SEC is guaranteed a spot. Maybe
because
the first
of where they'll be ranked.
Out.
Because of where they're going to be ranked. Yes.
Maybe the first 2 out. And
you're safer.
depending on what happens here, if Indiana gets blown out by Ohio State, do you think they're going to stay in the top 12? Let's say Ohio State puts it on them.
You ain't got to worry about that.
No, I don't. But I'm not sure Alabama's going to win out. It wouldn't surprise me if Oklahoma has the game of their freaking life this week. It would not surprise me.
It's not far-fetched for OU to beat Alabama this week.
It's not far-fetched for Auburn. Auburn's been playing good ball. They've been shooting themselves in the foot the entire season.
And there's a lot of hate in that game. Me and Ty was talking about that tonight. There's a lot of hate in that game. So
hey, Jay, if Auburn plays a clean game, if they play a clean game, they can beat anybody in the SEC. They've proven that they've kind of hung with everybody except one team, right? But
when they play clean,
correct, right? So,
if I may, I think there's one team that we're not looking at. I know they're not SEC, but there's one team up here that we're not looking at that could have a second loss as well, and that really could rattle them. BYU.
They're gone. They're gone.
BYU's out.
I think
BYU's
BYU
gonna
would be out with a second loss.
They're
Chris.
already a 3-point dog this week against Arizona State. It's going to be Arizona State versus Colorado in the conference championship game.
Arizona State is at home as well. That game at Houston has been playing better. I still don't think they have. I think they'll play it close. That game is at BYU though, so it's going to be wherever that is going to wherever you want to say with that. But
Chris,
I think
going
the Arizona
back though,
State game is that could be tricky. I'm sorry, Steve.
No, Chris, you hit it on the head. The BYU Arizona State game is an elimination game. That's basically a playoff game because Arizona State is in third place. They're 8-2. So if they win, and let's say it could end up being a Colorado Arizona State Big 12 championship game with somebody having a playoff opportunity on the line, and BYU just being all the way out. So not only is BYU out with the second loss, they may not even make the championship game potentially.
But all this helps Tennessee, folks. I think all this helps Tennessee. I'm just telling you, man. I just got a feeling Indiana's going to drop pretty big.
You hold on. Do you guys think they're going to get blown out by Ohio State?
I think
they're good enough to.
What
not
if they
get
lose
out.
by What if they lose by a touchdown?
I don't think
34-27.
If the voters could have Tennessee in the playoffs, and if BYU loses by 2 touchdowns, I could see them saying, "You know what? Your only competition that you played, and this is what you give me." I mean, I don't think they're going to get blown out.
You're not wrong in that thought process.
Thank you, Quentin.
My dog Quentin. $2 Quint, $2 Chuck, baby. I like that, baby.
Always on time.
$2 Chuck.
5 and below, Quentin.
Always on time.
Ja Rule and Ashanti singing ass. You know what I'm saying?
He said Ja Rule Ashanti.
I was general, my.
Oh man!
But hey, I would say this. I would say this right here is that it's going to be interesting. You gotta hate yourself if you find yourself being number 12 in the college football playoff rankings,
and then Boise makes it over you.
Huh?
And then Boise
or somebody like that.
What if Arizona State wins the Big? What if Arizona State wins?
Yeah, if Arizona State wins the Big 12, because what's funny is that SMU is right
balling,
pushing a lot of people as well, and you could say,
"Hey, SMU gonna beat Miami, y'all."
I think they will too.
Hey.
It's about to be chaos. Look, you know what's funny about it? We've all a lot of people have complained about the 12-team playoff and stuff, but we're having more discourse and arguments than ever.
Hey, pull up, Chris.
He went up a whole zero on him. He said, "Dub, don't play with me, Chris."
Say it with your chest. Say it with your
20
chest.
on him. Oh, but with all the complaints that we've heard in regards to the playoff, there's more discourse now than we probably had.
Hold on. I gotta address this, John.
That's a lie.
Didn't nobody stop lying, bro.
Stop lying.
I know he just hating for no reason. I might block him out of the chat. This is ridiculous.
You see?
Steven up there like my brother in Christ, please.
Hey man, look here, man.
Man, Negroes are incredible, man.
Hey,
I swear, man.
Look here, we can't big up another player.
Oh my goodness.
Miami struggles when Cam Ward says, "Hey, I'm about to put the team on my back, and I'm about to go out here and make it happen." And late in the game, that's perfect because he's clutch. Early in the game is when he goes off script, and it's just like, Cam, you don't have to do that because you can tell when I was like, Cam, that wasn't really the play, but I get what you was trying to do. It really wasn't the play. Like, you had plenty of time back there to really make something happen, but that wasn't the play that you did. Whatever you thought that you could squeeze in there, you didn't fit it like that. So,
but that's the thing, though. Even with that, it's the fact that, and we talked about this before you got on, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be 4 Big 10, 4 SEC, 1 ACC, and 1 Big 12,
and 1 Group of 5,
G5 Group of 5, and then Notre Dame. And Notre Dame's just gonna skate in because they ain't playing nobody in the season.
But Jay, this is the crazy part too. The Big 12 has nobody even ranked in the top 12, and they're gonna make a playoff spot.
Right. So I've said this.
That
I mean, it's
me.
nothing against, as a long-standing member of the SEC, I don't like to try to go up against my conference like
long-standing member.
As a long-standing career member of the SEC, same thing I feel like with the Big Ten. We got to stop doing rankings within the first 4 weeks. We've got to. Because we're starting to get teams that are getting credited to be able to be at the top without even showing an even glimmer of deserving to be up there. I'm sorry.
Look at this.
Look at this.
Steven, address the comment, man.
What? We're on film saying that Jahdae Barrett deserves the Thorpe Award? What are we talking about?
Dude, man, because we said Travis Hunter's the best player in college football. Not over Jahdae. Hey, yes, he is. Sorry. Sorry. And guess what? Draft night's going to prove it. I love Jahdae. He's might be the Thorpe Award winner this year.
He should win the Thorpe.
Yeah,
we said Travis go with the Heisman. That shouldn't be controversial. Let's get back on track.
I love that y'all have just lost y'all's minds in this conversation.
Nah, you know what John Wayne did? He was getting cooked in the barbershop and Wayne got his mans from down the street. And now Quentin's in here. And now they got him back.
He's sitting $20.
He said he's not a better DB. That was the quote. Okay. All right, John Wayne. Hey, yeah, okay.
I love it. This is beautiful.
So, hey, John Wayne, you think if Travis Hunter was at Texas that he'd be riding the bench? I just that's an honest question. Okay, next. Let's go. Let's keep it real. You think the number one player in the country would be riding the bench?
I think, and Nino, and same thing you with Steven, which I was defensive of this. I really do feel like people do not remember or recall or realize or want to realize that Travis Hunter was the number one player in the country in his class.
Hey, no disrespect, but if Travis Hunter went to any team in the SEC and their top cornerback was on that team, they're either that cornerback is moving to the other side or he's going to be playing safety or he might be playing nickel. Travis Hunter's that good, folks. I don't think people realize how good that man is.
Dude, the other 5-star they had, Cormani McClain, is now starting at Florida.
Oh, we know.
And he's not as good.
We know. Yeah. He was being targeted. Brother,
John Wayne, I think you're making our point. He wouldn't be playing both ways because we have depth and Colorado doesn't simple. So that means he'd be a better cornerback than he is now because he'd be focused on playing that 24/7 and not taking reps at wide receiver. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it real.
It funky, which I feel like the reason why he didn't want to go anywhere else is because he wanted to show that he can play both sides. And honestly, he's actually shown us that he can.
Yeah.
You can remove Chris. I think Chris is out.
Yeah, he's out.
I don't think people realize that.
So,
and Cormani's young. That's the thing. He was a 5-star.
Look, put the last comment. He said, look, he's preying on their demise. Okay. That tells me everything I need to know.
Exactly.
That puts it in proper context.
Because if they go out there and they show, honestly.
John Wayne, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna send it to my boy Grimes, who's Deion's personal, I don't know, his assistant or director of personal or like ops or something like that. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. I'm gonna send it to my little cousin. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be some bullshit. I just can't believe
you said I wasn't riding for Jahdae, man.
Nah. So this is what I'm gonna say.
I've been giving this brother his flowers the last few.
Steven,
not weeks, years.
This is the typical X argument. You said that you like waffles. What about pancakes, dog? What about pancakes?
Here you go.
So you saying pancakes suck? You saying pancakes suck because you like waffles? Is that what we're doing here?
So look, I'm gonna screenshot this, send this to my boy Grimes, and said, "Hey, a dude from Alcorn said this about y'all coming from Jackson State before you came to Colorado." And I'm gonna tell you, he gonna be all right, bulletin board material, baby. Get out the stream, John Wayne. Come on, man. At least he laughing about it. But
I hope they put that up in the locker room and they take pictures and send it to all of us.
Hey, let's talk about the playoffs now, man. Look, Georgia's gonna win out. They got UMass and Georgia Tech. What about
Tennessee.
Georgia Tech? Wait till my Georgia Tech.
They'll beat Georgia Tech.
I think so too.
They'll win the game. There might be a fight.
I think there's going to be a fight.
Okay, so Georgia's going to win out.
Punch
Tennessee Tennessee is a number
And Vanderbilt.
11 team. They got UTEP and Vanderbilt. They should win out. But they should
That
be
actually may save them.
But they should have beat Arkansas.
A little bit. They'll have to work against Vanderbilt, but they'll win.
You're
and it's at Vandy. And
it's in Nashville.
And it's Pavia's last home game.
Can I keep
Tennessee's
it funky?
still going to be favored though.
Can I keep it funky?
Yeah, what's up?
Y'all? Do you really think that Ole Miss is going to walk in and beat Florida easily? Lackley's back, and he looks good.
And they cooked LSU, brother.
Oh, Raffinelli. No, man. Grimes isn't my cousin from Dallas. Grimes is a good friend of mine from Dallas. He went to high school with a bunch of my cousins at Roosevelt down in South, in Oak Cliff. You know what I'm saying? But Grimes is a good friend of mine that went to school with me.
Steven.
Jay, the most Lane Kiffin thing would be Ole Miss losing to Florida, by the way.
Yes, that's my point. That's what I mean. Because I knew you would get that. I knew you would catch that.
I see the vision.
You see what I'm saying?
Lagway.
Bro, they've lost 3 straight. LSU's lost 3 straight. They got Vanderbilt coming up. And that Florida game is so shocking to me, dog.
Hold on, Ole Miss. Hold on.
Ole Miss has they're traveling to the swamp this week. And Florida could wrap it up.
I'm gonna say it. Florida might upset their ass this Saturday.
Hey, look, everybody was clowning Florida all year. Florida,
they might go.
They may go 7-5.
Hey, Billy Napier said, "I got the drink in me going back to back."
hey, they closed the season against Florida State in Tallahassee, and Florida State can't score. Look, man.
And Florida's been up in recruiting this week.
Yes,
the announcement was made.
My boy.
Say man, look at this right here, man. Ole Miss gonna get beat by Florida, dog. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. All that shit lame.
Look, keep winning Florida, so we can get a quality win.
When we do the selection show, yeah.
And I can't make this week. I got a doctor's appointment, so I got to send in my picks. It's gonna suck.
I hate that you're not gonna be here, man.
I know. I got a military doctor's appointment.
Tell them no.
Military one.
Tell them you got the cooties or something. Why? I don't care.
I got a military doctor's appointment. Oh man, Ole Miss might get beat by Florida, bro. Who Miami play?
Miami's
Wake Forest and Syracuse.
Yeah.
Syracuse game's dangerous.
That ain't no easy schedule for them
because it's on the road too.
Fran Brown will have that group ready.
It's on the road late November. Could be weather related.
Miami's gonna see what Clemson used to deal with every year. They used to go to Syracuse in the Carrier Dome.
Especially this late in the year and the weather.
They get up. They will get up for them in the Carrier Dome.
Fran Brown's gonna figure something out. But if anything, though, Florida pulls off that win against LSU, who's lost 3 straight games. I mean, Florida beat LSU. They beat Ole Miss. There's your explosion of everything. That's what gets Tennessee in. That.
Look here, man. Tennessee's gonna sneak in. I think Ole Miss gonna get their butts beat this week. I think SMU is going to beat Miami. Miami's going to be out of the playoffs, and SMU is going to be in there. Boise's going to be the group of 5 team that's going to get in.
But SMU didn't play Miami into the conference championship.
That's all that matters. Yeah. They're going to beat them.
That's true.
Look, they're going to beat Miami. And Miami might not get past Syracuse, like we said.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's true.
Okay, so this is what pissed me off too. So we got Ohio State as number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State's been kind of, I ain't gonna say skating by.
See, Georgia ain't got nobody.
Ohio State, Indiana's gonna be a good game, man.
I don't like the fact that we're only talking about that game out of one lens, and that's the lens of Indiana needs to impress us.
But Ohio State needs to impress us too.
Yeah, and
I can't say that though.
It's because Vegas. It's because of Vegas, really.
No,
but Ohio State's getting the bump of they lost by a point to Oregon,
and they were
beat Penn State.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, they were the better team in the field against Oregon.
They were.
They looked better.
And then Ohio State just lost their center, the former Bama center. He tore his Achilles.
Oh,
they got to reshuffle their offensive line again.
Again. It worked out for them the first time. Those new guys
were. But that's the thing, though. I get why we're looking at it in one lens because Ohio State's walking in as a 13.5 point favorite. Vegas
and
typically
Indiana
knows stuff. And they always.
That's true. That's true.
They adjust perfectly.
And look here, man. Ohio State's been there before. it is what it is. Ohio State, look, they're Ohio State for a reason, right? They got a ton of talent. They're going to out talent a bunch of people that they play. Playoffs is going to show a lot. Ryan Day, excuse me, has to me over these last couple years, man. I think his coaching job has been really, really good, man. And a lot of people don't, but I think it's been really good because he's such an offensive guy, but he's won with defense over these last 2 years. And that's hard to do for a guy who is an offensive kind of juggernaut, really, to kind of flip the script and start winning with defense, right? You know what I'm saying? So Sark is doing it right now. Think about it. Our offense can't get off the ground some games. Sark is doing it right now. He's winning with defense. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting, man. I like what Ryan Day is doing up there. Ohio State fans, don't be dumb and fire that guy, man. I think he has 6 losses in 9 years. I mean, it's something stupid. Like 9 losses in 6 years. It's something stupid.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard. I think since they've seen what has happened to Michigan, they've died down.
Yeah,
with that noise, because I think they realize, oh no, you can fall off if you don't have the right guy in the program. You can really.
Now, look at this though. I'm looking at the Big Ten schedule for the future, and this is why I've told people to give me some time on Indiana. This is who Indiana plays next year. They travel to Iowa, which we know they always have a defense.
Dangerous.
They travel to Oregon, Maryland, Penn State. I don't care about Purdue, but they travel to those 4 teams. Their home games are Illinois, Michigan State, UCLA, and Wisconsin.
Hey, I got a quick question for y'all, man. If Boise State, nah, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. I went to go look at Army's schedule. Army got Notre Dame next. Nah, I'm sorry. It is what it is. My bad.
It's in front of them for the Army. I mean, is it not? It's in front of them for the.
It is, but I think. Come on, man. Notre Dame gonna put some pause in the voice, man.
They said they're about to get a Delta 6, or whatever the Delta Force about to show up.
Oh man,
take the guys
what
out.
What was the spread in that Indiana Michigan game? Y'all remember?
Chris. Oh, what's up, CB? Steven.
Yo, Catalan. Hey, it's Catalan might even. Yeah, he might be in the dorm with Simmies.
He eating right now, man.
At UNLV.
He eating right now,
bro. Yeah. That brother couldn't move when he was. He looked like a fullback when he was with us. Now he goes to UNLV and he's an all-world safety again.
Oh man, what's up?
Just came and took a check and left.
Oh man, like Ken say, hey. That's how he's moving. Is what it is. All right, playoffs. Man, I got some. Yeah, man. Boise's got this, man. Boise's going in. Oregon has who next, man? Washington. That's it. Yeah, they got Washington next.
They got Washington, which is basically all they've got that's really going to be a competitive game.
Let's keep it funky, man. Oregon's schedule was pretty weak.
It was extremely weak.
I'm just going to say it.
Their schedule is them and Indiana have been the perfect example of the biggest problem with having
we knew Oregon's schedule was light before the season. We said that before the season.
Well, we really did. Because Illinois was literally the only team that we thought besides Ohio State.
Boise State. Now, Boise State's a good team in the group of 5. Boise State took it to them, man. That was a close game. And it was early, too. So I give it a little leeway because you have an entire offseason to prep for this team, right? You know what I'm saying? So Boise came in.
It's a sexy win now.
It's a sexy win now. But, okay, so that's like saying – I don't want to. I'm not. It's not to the same level.
Thank you, Raymond. Yes, that Indiana was a 13.5-point favorite against Michigan. Sorry about that. That was what was in my mind.
I mean, all right. So is UNLV a sexy win for somebody?
Steven, see, I told you. Because you said you like waffles, you now hate pancakes. Didn't even say you hated pancakes. You just hate pancakes because you said you like waffles.
Look at this shit. Look at that.
What John Wayne's doing tonight is diabolical work.
It is dastardly.
What he's doing tonight,
I am impressed.
I'm impressed. I'm gonna derail the whole show.
I'm actually impressed that he's doing it.
He's doing it.
Now he's trolling. I love it though. John, well, you can hop on anytime, my dude. You can hop on.
That's my guy.
Now.
That's my guy. He's consistent. The only, I can knock him off track though. I just bring up Leona Leifau, who he has something against Leifau.
You don't like? Come on, man. LaFau's
You don't
good,
like
man.
Leifau.
Okay.
He doesn't like Leifau, and he doesn't like Johnny Danson.
You don't like Nansen?
Don't let him.
Have you? Never mind.
Anyway, back to playoff talk. See, derailing the whole thing because
Right.
Steven likes waffles, and now that man hates pancakes.
Hey,
Can't do that shit.
Jay, playoff talk, man. Alabama has Oklahoma next. They should beat Oklahoma. At Auburn game, I'm telling you, man. Ty said if Ty was on tonight, he would be like, that's not no easy one.
So me and Ty literally we just recorded. I'm gonna put that video out tomorrow, kind of previewing the game, offense and defense or whatnot.
Let's go.
And honestly, this honestly surprised me about it. He said one of his concerns, kind of, is that Bama might be prepping themselves for Auburn a little bit more than Oklahoma.
Yikes.
While at the same time, he's already heard that they're preparing to play against both quarterbacks at Oklahoma. So he's like, I may be wrong in that assessment. He's like, but don't count yourselves out that quickly, because if you're competent enough and you can just move the ball, it could be a competitive game.
Look here, man.
I don't expect it to be.
I don't expect it either, but look, Oklahoma's due for one.
Yeah, we're due to upset somebody.
Oklahoma's due for a good
We keep giving everything away. We've literally given every game
Oklahoma's performance has been straight. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Dog water.
I
know you've been enjoying it. It's okay.
No, man. Look, I like to see good, but I ain't gonna lie. I've been loving seeing y'all losing. But
I enjoyed the Missouri game because I called it.
No,
you did. You really did. That was very, very. You should have bought a lottery ticket that night.
Look, I called.
Shit. Because I'm just saying, you have a fumble return for a touchdown, 2 minutes left, and all of a sudden it's just insane. Everything just.
My God.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys have, who do you guys have left? You have
Alabama,
LSU.
Hey, y'all could be both eligible with the LSU win.
I forgot LSU's not even ranked in the top 25 anymore.
Y'all need them practice.
Wow, I did not realize that.
Steve, like I said, hey, y'all can get both eligible with the LSU win. Y'all need them practices.
And I do, yeah, we really do. And I actually do expect that because as I've had stated in a few of my comments over the last couple of shows, dudes been saying, hey, I'm from Baton Rouge. Whenever this team lays down, they're done. They are done. And after that Florida game, they are done. And the worst part for LSU overall is that they hate Brian Kelly.
I've lost so much respect for Brian Kelly.
I have too.
This season.
I have too.
Everyone hates Brian Kelly.
Hey,
like they just hate him as a person.
AJ, how you think about this comment right here, man? You know about Michael Fasusi, man. You know, I heard he coming to Texas this weekend.
That's not a concern for me.
I'm just saying because I heard he coming to Texas this weekend, and then he's going to Texas versus Texas A&M next week too.
That's a concern for me. A&M is doing a very good job with everyone. They're probably going to flip Lamont Rogers from Missouri, which will take away their offensive lineman.
I can see that.
And Lamont, Fasusi, Sean Hutton are all very close friends.
Yeah. Everything's better in Texas, though. At the flagship. This guy. We might get Fasusi. It's going to be interesting, man. So talking about OU, Jay.
Here we go. Why are we doing this? Like I know you're enjoying it.
I have a question for Jay. Are you guys gonna get the Washington State guys to run your offense and be your quarterback next year?
I have no clue, and I'm being 100% honest because I've heard 3 different names in the last 3 days, and I feel like it's all smoke screens. I think it's all being done on purpose.
Y'all are working hard. Y'all are back channeling hard right now.
CB, man, why you put that out there,
should
CB?
Be.
CB said, oh, you tweeted out the date for the 2025 spring game yesterday.
We did. What else are we supposed to do? I mean, we do it every year. It's just
oh my goodness.
Pain. It's just pain. It's just pain.
Goodness.
Oh man.
It's pain, man.
That's crazy.
Missouri still ranked?
Yeah, they ranked. Yeah, leave it to their coach said the best 2-loss team in the country. He said that they playoff hopes are still alive.
Not anymore. Didn't they just lose to South
No,
Carolina.
they did. Oh, they did. They sure did. Yeah, South
Who lost
Carolina.
South Carolina? Missouri?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In another
yeah.
last-minute game.
That was a great game. That was a great game. The OU game was good, and the South Carolina game, Sellers is awesome, man. South Carolina's a nice little sleeper team too. Not for the playoffs, but just a damn good team.
Yeah. No, South Carolina overall, man. If once Lenore Sellers figures it out, they're going to be dangerous. He is very good. Their defensive line is
they're going to be the one team that's like a what if team. Like if they had matured earlier in the season offensively, especially.
Because their defense is lights out.
Because they dropped, I mean, that LSU game they dropped, looking back at it, they should have held on. You had a 17-point lead at home, inexcusable to lose that game. And then the Bama game, they had the Bama game, man.
I'm curious to see who's going to be behind Kennard once he's gone. I mean, is it going to be Brian Thomas? Is he going to really be that dude? Because Kyle Kennard's going first round. We all know that. Dylan Stewart, if it's a weak draft, he's the number one pick like Jadeveon Clowney. How the hell do they keep finding Jadeveon Clowneys? Can someone explain it to me?
And they be hitting up the DMV too, man, when getting some of these dudes. It's crazy.
Like, how do they be getting them? Like, I don't understand Dylan Stewart getting him that. I just don't get how you get guys like that all the time.
Man, South Carolina, look, man, I don't know what like Shane Beamer's doing. He has a great evaluation team to be able to get those kids out there like that, man. But dude, they're a damn good team, and they're coached well. I mean, they are really coached well. You can see just the maturation process, man, of Sellers, man, and just how he's come along so far this year. You know, he's come a long way from last year. But I tell you what, pairing him with Rocket Sanders was stupid good. You know, Rocket being a very physical running back, Sellers being a very physical running quarterback, and can also lay that ball out there too as well. Once he gets more accurate with his passes, man, it's going to be lights out for a lot of people, man. It's going to be lights out for a lot of people.
That game versus Clemson, that's going to be a good game.
It really is.
I forgot about that one.
They still have to have their rivalry game.
Where's Clemson ranked? Are they 17th?
They're right in front of South Carolina.
Oh, that's going to be a good game. All right, look here, man. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to call it. Excuse me. The playoffs are going to be. I don't think the top four change. Right? I think Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, and Penn State still kind of remain those top four teams. Penn State not winning the Big Ten, they end up, getting to the playoffs in that sweet spot, right? Georgia wins out, they stay in. I think Miami gets beat by SMU. I think SMU is now in the playoffs as the ACC winner, and I think Miami's out. I think they're out. Look, they're number 8 now. If SMU beats them, they're falling 4 or 5 spots.
Whoever wins the ACC championship,
it's the only ACC representative. That's it.
Unless it's a close game.
Yeah.
Because then I think that they will knock out one of the 2-loss Big Ten or
one of the
SEC
2-loss
teams.
SEC teams, because you got sitting there in the back. If Ole Miss wins out, Georgia wins out, and Tennessee wins out, right?
I remember that fight, Chris Bennett.
Which one? Oh, it's great.
Every time I think of South Carolina, Clemson, I think of the brawl. So
like the Malice at the Palace, a day after the Malice.
I didn't realize it was a day after. I didn't realize it was a day after.
That's true.
I didn't realize it either.
So I got Colorado winning the Big 12, and they fly in as a Big 12 champion.
That was 2004. Yeah.
So this is my thing. If Colorado beats BYU and they slide up to let's say they slide up to number 12 and they move Boise down to number 13 or what have you, or let's say so this is where it gets interesting. Because if that happens, let's say if they jump Boise in the rankings, then Colorado gets the bye, right?
Yes. It's the top 4 highest rated conference champions get those 4 spots. So basically, and some people complain about it, which I get it, but at the same time, it makes the conference championship matter.
It does.
So
you win the conference championship, you're in.
But you also got people trying to duck it.
Yeah. So look here, man. Colorado's going to beat Kansas, and they're going to beat Okie State. So they're going to win 2 games and then go out and beat Arizona State probably, right?
Yeah. So I mean, my question on that is, as you mentioned in the Lane Kiffin Duckett portion of it, you rather not have a bye week, like 3 weeks to prepare instead of 2.
No, he's saying the risk of it.
I get it, but would you rather not have the bye week?
He's saying
by winning the game. Do you think that your team
in.
can't win?
It's either he the way he phrased it, it's either I get a bye week or we're not in the playoffs.
Look here, though. This is crazy.
Because we have 3 losses. Because we'd have 3 losses. That's the way he's.
Would they kick the runner up out of the SEC out of the? I don't know, Jay. Think about it, man.
Well, so do you think that they would act? Because this is the thing. This is what we've got to keep in mind. They say that they do the rankings from scratch every single week, which means that even if you have a 3-loss team, they're going to take in consideration that they were in the conference championship game and how close that game was. Because can you actually put 5 Big Ten teams in there because they didn't have to play other weeks? Can you justify that?
You would hate for somebody to get penalized for playing in a championship game, right? However,
because Penn State's guaranteed, they're going 11-1. They have no other games,
and they're not going to be in the championship game.
No, Ohio State, if they go undefeated all the way, they'll play Oregon, and Indiana will only have 1 loss on the season, so they're going to have to be considered.
So by this logic, if we don't penalize people for playing in the conference championship game, what was Okie State's rank last year when Texas played them and blew them out in the championship game? Weren't they ranked in the top like 12 or 15?
I think so.
I think so.
So we're going to keep them in? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to not penalize them for getting their ass.
Well, that was their 4th loss as well on the season. We're not talking about. So
they
were 18th. So they weren't going to make it anyway.
All right, but that was their 4th loss. Mm-hmm. If Ole Miss gets a 3rd loss, I don't think they're in. But this, I hate it. I hate it, but I don't hate it.
3rd loss?
I don't hate it as much as us arguing between 4 and 5 of undefeated teams.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
Now,
I rather argue flawed ass teams.
Yeah,
but I think about it. By the time you get to that point, somebody else on that list has to. I'm looking at it now. Other teams on this list are going to have at least 3 losses, unless they end up with 2. Like, the only way that becomes that complicated in that situation, Texas would have to lose to A&M, which keeps A&M with only 2 losses on the season.
Right.
And if Colorado goes to the conference championship, BYU goes 10-1 in the conference championship and loses. That only gives them 2 losses, and that gives Colorado only 2 losses. You would have to have a bunch of situations where a lot of teams only have 2 losses.
Look here, man. There's going to be opportunity where some 2-loss teams that are in very good conference are not going to make the playoffs.
I know. I agree. I'm with you.
So, like, say for instance, I don't think it's going to happen.
I think.
Yeah, maybe
basically all.
We got to let it play out. We got to let it play out. What if A&M beats Texas, and A&M's 10-2 and Texas is 10-2? You know what I'm saying? And then you got A&M 10-2, Texas 10-2, Alabama
Georgia
10-2, Tennessee 10-2, Georgia 10-2,
Ole Miss 10-2.
Ole Miss 10-2.
It'll be based upon your tiebreakers getting into the conference championship game, and then whoever gets in wins.
Oh my God!
That's going to be so much fun. That's going to be the most disrespectful thing. There is the 10-2. If we go all these teams at 10-2, and the 2 teams that play in the conference championship, how do you argue that based upon tiebreakers that the team that loses it shouldn't get in over the teams that didn't make the conference championship? So yes, you're in that exact conversation. Now you can't do it. That is where the committee has to be the adults in the room and say, no, they're in because they made the conference champions. I said it before. Your first 8 to me, your first 8 should be your conference champion and your runner-up. That's been my thought. And I say that because it then makes the conference championship.
He says first 8 should be the conference champions and the runner-up.
Yep. And then whoever has the worst record is at the lowest. Because it makes the conference championship matter. Because then at that point, you have no excuse of saying, well, I'm going to dodge. I'm going to lose this game so I don't make the conference championship so I can try to get in. And it only gives you 2 at large. That gives you 2 at larges at that point.
But then where do teams like Notre Dame go?
Notre Dame, well, there's 4 at larges. There's 4 at larges because that's 8 teams. That gives you 4 teams left.
Larges.
So you'll have you'll have your G5 team, Notre Dame, and then 2 more at larges.
Okay,
that
so
eliminates.
How's the championship work for the Big Ten now?
The same thing, top 2 teams.
Okay,
just every conference is the same now.
Oh, well, perfect.
Yeah, so Quentin makes a good point though. Like the Big 12 ACC runoffs are trash.
If they're 10-2, just like everybody else, then what?
They're not.
Your scenario. He's saying your scenario is too neat. Like these conferences are not all equal, right? Like
so we're saying that a 11-2 Clemson, who is in years have shown that they can have those moments, is not someone that would be deserving.
Those aren't my words. Those are Quentin's words.
I know. I get it.
No, but it won't be a 3-loss team playing, right? So Arizona State right now has 3 losses, right?
Like SMU and look at SMU.
They got 2 losses.
Miami.
Arizona State, I think, is 8-2 right now.
Oh my god!
They're 8-2. Yeah, everybody in the Big 12 is 8-2. So
you're gonna have
for Boise State, who's 9-1.
All right, so BYU is going to be 8-2.
Well, so Toby, to your point, last year Louisville was, but they had 2 divisions last year, so it was different. It was Atlantic and the Coastal.
Go ahead, say it, Deshaun.
You ain't lying.
That's
he ain't walking through that door. Patino game. He ain't walking through that door.
Now I know why there was so much South Carolina belt to ass energy against Clemson in the comments earlier. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're like, this is South Carolina going to eliminate this problem anyway.
That's true.
That's true. So with that being said,
yeah, you're right.
You got a lot of 8-2s.
Hey man, Clemson ran a 50-yard game winning touchdown last week. What you talking about?
It did.
He looked like
so that at that point, okay, if Tennessee wins out, which it sounds like they probably will, they'll be 10-2. Georgia's 10-2. Ole Miss, as we've talking through all of that, it'll be the same thing with the Big Ten. So basically, the playoffs will be Big Ten and SEC once again because.
Just go ahead and make it super conferences, people.
That is literally all I've been saying.
Just make it super conferences.
Go super conferences. Make sure everybody gets the same payout, since that's basically the only reason why we have these conference alignments like this.
You know what? I want to say, give me 3 super conferences. You got the Big Ten, who's going to have.
Just go 40 teams total. 40 teams total, 10-team divisions, and you play like an actual playoff in the NFL does.
It's just baby NFL. You're just full-blown baby NFL.
Just baby NFL. Call it a day.
Well, the money's there. It has to be because, like we've been saying before,
we're getting closer and closer. I mean, we have 2-minute warnings now.
No,
because this is going to be.
They have to. They don't have any minor league for football. This is the minor league for football.
Yes, so, and I've said it before.
Yeah.
We complained about the 14 playoff. Shoot, wait till you get to 12. We're gonna be complaining about who's 9, 10, 8, 9, who's 10, 11, and 12. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the same thing.
It's gonna be like the new number, right? It isn't 16 where it's going next year, and it's supposed to stay at 16 for quite some time, right? So my only thing is the number of games that these kids, I should say kids, are grown men.
Yes, I think it's bad for their bodies.
Yeah, so that's my only thing. I like to say I think 16 teams is it. I actually thought 8 would have been perfect. I thought 8 would have been perfect.
I think 8 was perfect. 8 was the perfect number.
Think about you guys talk about the extra games, right? Like, somebody still there's a team out there that could potentially still have 6 games left to play.
Yes.
Think about
that. So take it this way, and that's why I say if you go 40, you can have 10. You can have
a 12-game season.
No, not even 12. You go like 10 or 11. You drop it down for regular season.
Oh, because guess what? You don't have to play the cupcake teams. We'll just go straight in the conference.
Go straight division games. Or if you want to really mix things up, you could go NFL model where you don't know who your opponent is each season, and you take the top teams play each other in each division every single year. You mix it up that way.
So I got to ask this question: how is copying the NFL? How is that going to ruin college football? We're kind of
same thing right now. Exactly what it is.
We're doing it now.
Well,
What ruined college football is having Oregon play against Penn State, because that's not a game that these students can drive to. That was the best part of college football, was jumping in the car and carpooling and road tripping together to a road game.
Yeah.
The reality is this, though. We keep, like, Josh Pate talked about this as well, and I thought he was well said. I already don't like where it's at, but I have to call it based on where it's at now. Right? Like, we have to talk about, because it does me no good of talking about the yesteryears. The bottom line is we are getting closer and closer to the NFL. It is going to continue to be that way, but you're still going to watch the product. They can do this because they are only making more money. They're not losing money.
And the kids
are not in the business.
Profits of this, which is what I am so happy for, because like Steven and I and Jay and Chris have said for years on our channels, there's no minor league for football. A kid can get drafted out of high school to go play baseball or go play hockey, or you can go play golf or tennis right out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Or you can go play overseas in basketball for a year and then go get drafted to the NBA, or go in the G League now, which is the official minor league for the NBA, and make $500,000 and then go in the draft and get drafted. But football, you have to wait your turn and shut up for 3 years and just wait your turn.
I tell people this all the time. If they did not have to go to college because they could have a chance at going to like camp at the NFL and just camp there for 3 years,
they would do it.
Go straight to the pros. None of these kids that we know that are NFL players would go to college. The ones that go to college are the ones trying to prove that they deserve to be in the NFL. But your rare breeds that could just walk right in and probably
Travis Hunter, rare breed, he could probably go in the
Right. Adrian Peterson's of the world.
Yes, Adrian Peterson could have played as a freshman. Marcus Dupree back in the day.
Right.
The Earl Campbells, those guys suit up.
Bijan Robinson, right? Yeah. There are certain players that walked into college, could have easily just walked into the pros, but it's very rare number. But that's the thing. Most of these kids, if the NFL actually had patience and they allowed players to go like I said, and be on like a practice squad roster for 2 years to get their body right.
Yeah, and say you can't get it. You can't come into a game until 3 years now, but I'm going to sign you to the practice squad for the Cowboys, and you're going to be my scout team guy for the next 3 years.
The biggest problem you run into is the physicality of the game.
Yeah, for an 18-year-old.
Your body's going to fall apart regardless. Yeah. And you got to take advantage of it as quickly as possible. I mean, like at college level, even though they do hit a lot, I mean, SEC hits the hardest, the most, and Big Ten is also pretty physical as well. Your body has a chance to recover because you're not playing as many games. You're not playing 16, 17 games.
That's true.
Now you are, though, just as Steven mentioned. If you're going to win a championship, that's 16 games for some teams.
But yes, you're not hitting as much, but also in the college game, as a freshman or a sophomore, 9 times out of 10, unless you're just super duper athlete, you're not playing. So you're getting your body ready. You're hitting the weight room. You're getting your diet right. You know, you're making sure that everything when it comes to like to your diet, nutrition, all that's right. And you're a scout team guy who will see the first team offense or first team defense go against you for maybe one day, maybe twice a week with full pads on. And that's stretching it twice a week. But you get to test the physicality once and not often. And then until you build your body up. And once you build your body up and you're a junior and you're not in the scout team anymore, you're a second team guy or a first team guy, now your body's been built up over 3 years to be, instead of an 18-year-old kid from high school, you're a 21-year-old grown man, right? And so that's the minor league portion of it, right? So it's just all behind closed doors that the average fan doesn't get to see. So, what time is it, guys? We've been on this thing for a while.
12 hours, 8:30. It's 8:33, so it's time to wrap it up.
Time to wrap it up. Hey, John Wayne, man. Good talking, John Wayne.
Thanks, John Wayne. That was fun. That was fun listening to you and Steven go back and forth about pancakes and waffles.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy. John's my guy. He always gonna give me a hard time, but he's always here. I appreciate him.
We love that. We love a good banter.
A good quarrel.
A good quarrel. But hey, make sure y'all pull up and see us Friday, 11 o'clock Central on the Bleacher Report app.
Y'all go get somebody murdered.
Our prediction roundtable. Pull up, enjoy it. We'll talk about it. Nino's gonna skip out on work.
I got something to say. Hey, Quentin, tomorrow I'm gonna pull up live. All right.
All right,
fellas.
Deuces.